What's up guys, Brian Grant here of ContestChampion.com, here to bring you an unbiased review of the champion Carnage. Now I say unbiased because to a lot of players out there, Carnage is something special. Carnage was the most highly requested champion that I've seen by far, and Kabam finally added him to the game, and I'm thinking that, because he's not God tier, anything short of God tier is pretty much just a disappointment, and puts the champion in that kind of trash territory. But I'm here to figure out if he's an okay champion at least. I want to know if the champion is usable at all, or if he really is trash like everybody's saying. Because to me personally, I don't have that strong of a connection with Marvel. I play this game because I like the game, and the fact that it has Marvel characters in it is just kind of a bonus. The only reason I even know about Carnage's existence is because of the game Maximum Carnage for Sega Genesis, which I never actually beat. But yeah, let's get back to the review here. So I'm going to try to stack as many damage buffs as I possibly can. And the way that works is after you use a special ability, which by the way, this is like the creepiest level 3 special. Carnage's animations are very good. I could say that about the champion. He's got that going for him at least. But yeah, basically, you see that little purple buff that I have on my character at the moment. After that's done ticking down, the temporary buff that he has on him, based off of his last action, will become permanent. And you can gain 5 of these, and 6 if you have the Venom synergy in your group, which I do have. So I'm going to go ahead and try to get all 6 of these buffs. I'm going to try to get 4 Furies, 1 crit, and 1 crit damage. And I'll show you at the end of the video how you can gain these different buffs if you want to see. Basically, it explains it in his character profile. This was quite difficult to do. I actually tried to do this on a live stream, and I failed a bunch of times in a row. So that just goes to show, like, this is actually not that easy of a thing to do. You can see my life, it's ticked down really far, actually. And I am running suicides, but I'm only using my SP3s up until this point. So I didn't actually take any damage from recoil, since that's still kind of bugged. But in any case, I have 4 Furies, 1 crit, and I need to land a heavy attack to get this final crit damage buff. So I do that, and now I'm at my maximum power, pretty much. And I'm just going to kind of see what kind of damage I can deal to this guy. So the crits are actually pretty strong. Over 1,000 on my light attacks, 1,800, over 1,800 on my my medium attacks when they crit. And yeah, this is a 3-star champion, guys. Keep that in mind. This is only 3-star Carnage, and that's the kind of damage I'm able to put out with this guy. Not that bad, actually. On top of that, his bleeds are pretty strong, actually. So he already has to be bleeding in order to in order to deal, or in order to trigger another bleed off of his auto attack. But once the opponent is bleeding, it's an 80% chance to get that bleed just off of his regular basic attack. And the bleed damage itself is doing 67 to 69 damage for me, and I have deep wounds maxed out, so it's actually lasting for a full 3 seconds each time I put one of those bleeds on, and that comes out to about 400 damage, 400 bleed damage every time I stack one of these bleeds. Check this out. I get a little bit unlucky there, but I'm going to add some more bleeds here in a second. And on top of that, the way his signature ability works is that when the opponent's bleeding, you actually gain more power, so you can use your specials a bit quicker. I don't think it's actually that good, though, and that's one of my complaints, and one of the things that I wish they would change about Carnage, is I wish that the bleed stacked up, Doctor Strange style, or Loki style, once you have the opponent bleeding. I wish it was just an automatic power gain. I think that would actually make the champion a way, way better if it was working that way. But I want to show you his Special 2 ability right now, and see the kind of damage output you can get with this thing after I have all these buffs on. So yeah, that's actually pretty powerful. Let's take a look at that in slow-mo, see exactly how much damage that we're doing to this guy. So again, this is my medium crit, over 1,800. You can see the light crit there, over 1,000. And I'm going to go ahead and fire off the SP2. So the first hit of the SP2, 3,500. Followed by 2 1,200 crits, followed by a 4,700 crit. That's actually over 10,000 damage. That's pretty good for a 3-star champion Special 2, over 10k. That's not bad, considering if he was bleeding too, I could trigger bleeds on all of those. So let's take a look at the SP1 here, and I am going to die after this because I do have recoil. But yeah, let's take a look at this. And I started at 320 hits, and it's actually going to do 7 hits in total. Now again, if he was bleeding and I applied bleeds after all those, that'd be 400 times the 7 hits if they all worked. That's actually like pretty good, man. That's pretty meaningful damage on the SP1. The problem is it's hard to keep the opponent bleeding. So all that extra damage is kind of not there. The other problem is that it took forever to build up that damage. Like the damage was good, but it took forever to build it up. And there's really no use anywhere for this champion in such a slow build-up. You can't really use him in Labyrinth of Legends. There's other way better champions there. And I wanted to come in here and just check out, how he compared to other champions. So you can see Rocket Raccoon's damage here. His crits are nowhere near as high, actually. His SP2 actually does about 10,000 damage, and it does have a little bleed after, so that's pretty comparable. But his regular attacks, light and medium crits, they're actually way under what what Carnage's damage was. But I figured, all right, let's take a look at Hyperion. Pretty much the heaviest hitter I can find in my roster here. A little 3-star Hyperion. Let's see what kind of damage output this guy has. Okay, Hyperion, maybe I shouldn't have even tested this guy because he's pretty insane. Look at this damage. Over 4,000. Oh my god, over 4,000 on my medium attack crits and over 2,700 on the light attack crits. Alright, I did have 10 Furies on me, but even when you get up to like, 4 Furies, I was actually doing more damage than Carnage. So, yeah. And the bottom line, too, is that Hyperion has way other cooler things going on for him other than, Carnage here, who basically, for his signature ability to work, you need to be using him against an opponent that can bleed. A lot of his extra damage does come from those bleeds. His damage output takes forever to build up instead of someone like Hyperion where you just throw a heavy attack in there and you're good to go. Or, someone like Star-Lord who can end up doing way more damage when you get to as crazy of a combo as I got with Carnage here. So, yeah, in my opinion, Carnage is trash. Everybody's right. Carnage is just not a good champion. I wish he was better. I really do. Because I know a lot of people, like I said at the beginning of this, a lot of people, hold Carnage in such high regards. And Carnage is a favorite. And, I mean, he does look really cool. His animations are sick. But that's about all he has going for him. I really don't think that he's a good champion. I can't imagine myself using him in Alliance War, Alliance Quest. He doesn't have any immunities for Alliance Quest even. Can't even take him down any of those other extra paths. He has no healing, which really hurts a champion like this who takes a long time to build up. It would actually be pretty cool if he had some form of healing. His extra power gain from his synergy, which by the way, if you notice that I had it at maxed out at 99. He's all the way maxed out. This is as strong as a 3-star Carnage as I could possibly get my hands on. I don't think that's very good either. I think it would be really cool. I think it would actually be really cool if it had the Doctor Strange effect to it, where it's just a power gain, or like Hyperion there, where instead of just gaining increased power, it was a power gain. And it would be awesome if he was a champion where it was like a really strong power gain like Hyperion's, and you could just spam his special abilities. It wouldn't be overpowered because you'd still have to keep bleeds on the opponent, and you wouldn't. None of his abilities stun or anything like that, so you're not going to be able to stun lock them. I just wish that he had that power gain, and he would actually be a really fun champion to play. I think champions like that, where you're able to kind of spam their specials and stuff like that, I think that's really cool. The other thing is that Carnage, he actually takes a lot of skill to be able to pull off the long combo that I was able to pull off there. He takes a lot of damage when you're blocking and stuff like that. So for a champion like this that requires so much skill to actually play at their peak performance, why not make them good? Why not make them a good champion? If you're going to require this skill to be able to play the champion well, just make them a really good champion. He still would have limited use, but if he got to the point where his damage output was crazy, even after getting only maybe like 3 buffs or something like that, and then it got absurd when you got all the way up to 6 buffs, like Star-Lord or something, I think that would be fine. I think that would be totally fine, and I think that the cosmic, class in general could use another strong champion as it is. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts about Carnage, guys. Sadly, you guys were correct. Biased or unbiased does not matter. the champion, he's just not any good. I wouldn't even use him in regular questing situations. He's not even good at arena. He's not even good at arena because his damage takes so long to ramp up that by the time he gains a single buff, the fight is pretty much over. So, sadly, that ends my review of Carnage, and hopefully the next champion I review for you guys will have a little bit better news. But until then, take care, and I will see you in the next video.